Right, I felt so inspired to just do some coloring today. And I think we should call it painting because, I'm going to be using watercolors. Um, so this is my book, Once Upon a Garden, Volume 1. And it's so cute. It's available on Amazon. And it's all about pumpkin houses. And I colored this one the other day. And some greenhouses. There are so many cute illustrations of fairy houses and mushroom houses. I mean, it's filled with different illustrations for you to just love it. I personally love mushroom houses. I promise you. Look at this. This one is such a cute one that I painted years ago with my kids, and it sits right here. It's solid, so heavy, but it was such a cute project to do with my kids when they are young and younger, and now it sits here on my studio table. So today we're gonna color this cute pumpkin house and imagine that a fairy lives in there. And I'm gonna use my new watercolor set because I'm just obsessed with the portability of this set. It's so cute, right? And in case you're interested in, I got it on Amazon. It's from this towel tree and it's really cute. So let's get started. I'm gonna do the technique of wet on dry for most of it. I really don't want to get this page saturated with water because I don't want to damage and I want to really make it pretty. So let's get started. I like this kit because I got this little water bottle, and the way that I started is just by wetting a little bit all the colors. Don't want it to get on my paper. I want to just prime them, and they're gonna get a little more water as I go through and use it. I have a little towel here on my side to keep my brushes in tip-top shape. All right, I'm gonna start with the small details just because this is the way that I like to color anyway, and then I will move on to the bigger portions of it, and then I will finalize it giving this a little bit back of a background. So let's start with greens, and I don't want too much water in my paper, so if you see me drying it, it's just to preserve it, okay? And I'll kind of do it like if I was coloring with colored pencils or markers, whatever. Just start with the shading and let it dry just a little bit, and then I will come with the same color but a bit more diluted to do the rest of it, of the leaves. Okay, so now just dip in a little bit of water and get a little bit saturated. Still want that effect of the darker parts, but not the same color in the entire leaf. I can always get a little bit more of pigment if I need. So for watercolor, normally I use some proper paper, cotton paper, thicker, dries a lot slower, but because I love my illustrations and I really wanted to try different mediums, I decided that why not just give it a go with watercolors. It's so fun. Okay, we're done with our greens, and then I'm gonna use kind of a orange reddish for the bricks. Love the brick effect. And I have the perfect one right here. I want to test it on the paper just to be sure. Yep. And this allows me to use the fine details. I'll probably dilute this a lot more to be able to see the separation of each one of the bricks. Let's see. Let's see how this color goes. And it's such a nice challenge to work with such a fine tip of the brush. It's different than the colored pencils that I'm used to. It's a different hand control. I really enjoy it. Okay. I'm gonna give it a go just like that to start with. And I'll come back to it in a bit. Okay, so since we're gonna be doing some of the trim, I want to use something that pops a little bit. So a different color than just the ordinary. But to finish up, just because I want this brick and this brick to be the same, I'm just getting my brush wet, and it was totally clean. And I'm coming here and I'm kind of stealing a little bit of the pigmentation or the paint, and then bringing it up here. I want this area here to look a little bit darker than the rest. There we go. I know the pumpkin is already orange, but I think I'm gonna make it. Get this one to be a yellow pumpkin. Because you know what? There are plenty of orange. Why not? So let's get our yellow, and I don't want a very bright yellow. I wanted something. Let me try this guy here. Yeah. It's gonna be too much of the same the other one. Let me clean this up. Yeah, that's my yellow. Okay, but I don't want it so yellow. So let's just have fun here. I feel like I am coloring more than watercoloring. That's fine. Just using a different medium. It feels so relaxing to control the pencil, the brush instead of the pencil. So I do want to decide to be a little bit darker, so I'm allowing that to take place. And I'm going to give that effect of the watercolor. And I don't know if you can notice here in the video that my paper, it's moving a little bit, becoming a little bit wavy, but it's so little. I will check the back of it and show you, so you can be confident when you start. But again, I'm not using much water at all, so check it out. You see, it's still pretty dry. So let's keep on going. Make sure that I got the right one. It's removing a bit. I want to be darker on top and not so much. Oops. That's the beauty of water. I'll come for the shading when it's a little bit drier. Or a bit drier. Let's see. And darker here. Here. Just into it. Brush it. And then get a little bit of water. Not getting any more pigment or paint. Just using what I have here at the moment until it dries a little bit more. All right. I just realized that I say a little bit, a ton. Oh. Okay, so for this part here, I kind of want a nice brown. I feel like I got way more than I actually need, but I'm going to be using it here on the bottom as well. So I'm going to use just use the excess of my brush in here in one go, and then this one that I want lighter, I'll just distribute the color here. And there you go. That's how I wanted you. Now give another go. I'm just really playing with it, trying to create some sort of ground effect. I'll bring a different brown here as well. A bit more. Do that background. I'll layer this colors a little. Ruby, what are you doing, girl? Okay, so for the next step, I need a finer brush. I want to get a lot of those good details on the roof and the door. For the door, I want a blue door. I really like blue doors. So I had a house that had a blue door, and it felt very welcoming. So blue it is. I thought to myself, if I decide to color this pumpkin orange, then the door is going to be yellow. But since I didn't, then I got to do this. Alright, so I'm on wet already, right here. And what I'm going to try to do is just bring the darker color and do a tiny bit of wet on wet. And I feel like it's cute. It looks cute in person. I hope you can see the detail. And then for the steps, I wanted to do kind of like, let's spice this up a little bit. And let's use one of the kind of like shiny bronze, maybe for the roof. Let's see how this looks. It's really cute. When it dries, the glitter shows up so much more. So I just have to be patient. Yeah, you see the glitter right there, but I don't want it so overpowering. And I'm gonna make a path close to what I put here at the bottom on the ground part with this glitter as well, because after all, this is a fairy house. Okay, so let me bring a lot of this here, like if our fairy had visited us and left a trail of cuteness. And let it dry. Okay. For the door trim, I want to get one shade up of that blue. I'm gonna use the same on the windows. So to get started, I'm just gonna use the trim on the windows here. This feels so good. And I was obsessed with very simple books for coloring some time ago, long time ago. You know, all the easy shapes and whatnot. And I found that relaxing for a while. And then I thought, you know what? I need a bit more of a challenge. And I got some very nice, intricate coloring books from someone years and years ago. And I thought to myself, that's my jam. This is what I like. I like a bit more of a challenge. So when I designed my own books, I had that in mind. I wanted to have, and for myself, because that's how I started, I designed it just for myself, and I created the pages just for me to color. And then when I publish it, I was like, this is what I want people to see. I want them to see that it can be fun to color something a bit more challenging. I still like the, you know, easy peasy illustrations, but this is my jam. Okay, so steps. I haven't done the steps yet. Find something that will go well while my eyes find something. I want to do a little bit more of work on the bottom here, because this is not exactly how I envision. I'll bring the bigger brush. Yeah. You are going to help me make this so pretty. The only thing, I love that this is portable, but the only thing is that I kind of like a little bit more of a space for this big brushes, but this will do it for now. I have my larger set with all the colors over there, the tubes. I don't want to open them. I wanted to have fun with you. Oh, this guy. It may not be super perfect, but it's gonna be perfect for me. Okay, so for the smoke that is coming out, I wanted to try to do a wet on wet, but this dries very quick. So here's how I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a gray, and I have it right here. Let's see. I find it first, so I get it wet. I'll prime. And I want to test to make sure that this is what I want to do. So first I'll wet the paper. I don't know if you can see it here at the bottom. And then I'll brush with the color and just drop it a little bit. So let's see if this is gonna work. So water, and kind of works. It's not a true wet on wet, guys, because the paper dries pretty fast, but I'll keep trying, and I'm gonna saturate my paper just a little bit more and try to be faster. It doesn't quite work. It really dries really fast, so wet on dry it is. And this is probably gonna be one of the first books when I find my next publisher that I can pick the paper, that I'm gonna try to publish a collection of those fairy houses in a paper that can go all the way on watercolors, because I really like it. Okay, let's do a little bit more pigmentation here. I don't know if you can tell on the video, that is starting to look more gray, and that's a good start. Okay, want to do right here. Okay. Now next is to bring, oh, is this still on the little one? And we will put the windows, the color on the windows. I wanted to do this green here because I think it's so beautiful. I'm gonna clean it up so we don't get too much color in it. I have to cover this yellow that I painted by accident. And this in small spaces is what I found when I was doing that other illustration, that wet on wet works so much better. So I will try another illustration and try to do wet on wet. With the smaller brushes, and let's see how that goes next time. But for now I am quite content. And the steps, so let me just finish with this. Yes, no music today. I'm tired of sounds, so it's just a quiet one. I want to get a shimmering white for inside the windows, and it's gonna look just like a bubble like that in the beginning, but as soon as it dries it looks super cute. And I know you can get a different color for the window trim. And I'm not gonna waste any of this glittery. I'm gonna put it right here on top. And then I wanted to get a lot more to surprise using this shade here. Rather than coming with a darker color, I wanted to use something shimmery because this is a fairy house cottage, something of the like. And when it dries, you guys will see that it looks so cute. It feels like a paste, spreading a little paste here. I don't know if you can see it already as it's drying, that it's shiny, shiny, shiny. Super cute. This little touches here and there. A little bit more here. Let me move the paper a bit. Yeah, I can see in the video that it glitters, but it doesn't shine so much like the light is making us believe. So let me try to change the light here just a bit. Let's see. To get the real color of it. No, that didn't work at all. I'm trying to get it closer. You can see. Just wanted to make it playful. So we're gonna do the same up here. And I think that the light intensifies the shine, how shiny this is, but it's really not that shiny. Okay, so last step, 2 steps, the actual steps. And because this is a cute fairy house, our girl is gonna have, let me pick here something cute. What about this kind of shiny green? Yep. Very colorful, very festive. And I want to use the same touch right here on the window. And it dries, we'll see more. Okay. There you have it. Spread this shininess a little bit on the leaves. And I am done. This is supposed to be a quick art therapy moment for me to share with you guys. So look at the back, and there's not much, mostly on the bottom that I was really using a very soaking wet. And then let me see, oh there you go. I think that this is the real, how it looks in person, how shiny it is without the light, the overhead light shining on the pumpkin. But here you go. Thank you for watching, and go get your own copy of Once Upon the Garden Volume 1. This cutie is available on Amazon. Bye bye guys.